who has medial instability, right? And so they're always walking on the medial and their foot's going in. We can actually add, this is the medial side, we can actually add something to the medial side to make it basically wider, a wider base of support over here so that they're not rolling over. Say you have someone who does it on the lateral side pretty bad. We can do it on the lateral side instead. Okay, so what we usually use is either we can use the crepe material, the same brown material, or we can use something called XPE. Don't quote me on what that stands for. I can find out for you if you want. But it's a really tough, hard foam that once you put it in the oven and then it cools back down, it's pretty solid, okay? So that's what we're gonna do first. I don't care if you do it on the lateral side or the medial side, okay? That's totally up to you, but I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do, okay? So first, we're gonna go get the XPE, and I'll show you what that looks like. The XPE, okay? We haven't used this yet in this class, right?
No,
I haven't had you guys use this at all. Sometimes they'll use this instead of cork for foot orthoses. You know how we use the cork at the end to keep it formed and everything? Sometimes this can be used as well, especially if, say, you have a materials person who didn't order enough cork and you need something. This is a really solid way to go about that. So order a ton of this, so we're gonna try to use it as sparingly as, where'd Braden go? We're gonna try to use it as sparingly as possible. So when you use this, really make sure you're measuring it, okay? So when we do a medial flare or a lateral flare, depending on what you wanna do, you wanna get it to the met heads, right? So where that crease is on your shoe, and you want to wrap it around so then it seamlessly transitions into the back of the calcaneus, okay? So you should be able to grind it down so it seams into there, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So what I would do is I'd set this on here. We're gonna go met heads. If I were gonna wrap this around, I'd say probably about here-ish. Let's see how thick I need this back here. That's plenty thick. Alright, so what I'm going to do before I even glue this is, because I can shape this, I'm going to put it in the oven for a little bit, and I'm going to get it shaped to this general shape, okay? And then I'll show you what I'm going to do after that. Or as thin as needed by the patient, okay? Also, not bad like the Aliplast, but alright, so it's pretty sticky already. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna set it at my met heads, and I'm gonna press it down all the way around until it cools. And that should give me a little bit of shape. It's not gonna be perfect, okay? But it's gonna give me a start. And no, I did not give you guys an assignment while I was gone. So if any of you were looking at it, I ended up going straight back to the hospital. So you guys did not get an assignment. I planned on it. I was actually here Thursday and went home when I canceled class. So I tried. Just wasn't working out. All right, so it stayed, right? We got a little bit of form to it, a little bit of shape. Now that we have that form, we have that shape, what we can do is, if we were to glue this exactly how it is, just right now, how difficult do you think it would be to skive down this edge and not nick the shoe?
Impossible.
Pretty difficult, right? So what we can do is, not only with this top edge that we're gonna glue to the shoe, but also remember how I said we want to transition that to the calcaneus nice and smooth? We can also do that. So we'll go over to the grinder. those edges, right? So now when I put it on here, I've zeroed out all those edges, I can glue it and it's gonna form a lot nicer. And then all I have to do is just make that transition a little smoother, bevel that transition. Okay, you don't have to completely take the transition out, just bevel it a little bit, all right? And then grind this section down to the shoe. Or once it's glued on there, you can take a knife all the way around the edge if you want to, okay? You can do either one of those things is totally fine, okay? Just like anything else when we glue this, okay? You're gluing the shoe and you're gluing this side. You're waiting for them to completely dry and then you're gluing them on there, okay? You are more than welcome to do this with your whole shoe lift on there, okay? You don't need to take your shoe lift off and then put your flare on there, okay? You can keep your shoe lift on there. So as you can see, Mo's got pretty much her whole sole lift on here. The only thing she's got to do is take it to the grinder, clean up these edges so that it's a smooth transition all the way around. Obviously get the glue off of here. And then that one's ready to be turned in as well, okay? So that's all I'm looking for on that sole lift, okay? The full sole lift. All we're doing is adding, just in case someone needs a little extra height, okay? Questions on this part? Yes?
2 questions.
Yes.
So when it comes to this, with it being glued on the outside of the shoe, I guess, like, how is it, so when their foot rolls over, it's just providing something to stop it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's providing just that extra support so that when they invert or evert, they're not inverting their whole ankle and bringing it all the way over. It's just extra support on there. And then when we do the buttress, you're gonna see that the buttress is supporting and pushing their foot completely